Hey guys, this is John, and I'm playing Oldlove in 3 Minute on ICC. This is a Grandmaster I just challenged just now, and we got a game. Don't know how long I'll be playing them, so this is not the auto pairing pool, like the 3 or the 5 minute pool. This is just an open challenge I sent to this Grandmaster. They appear to be anonymous. They've got an Israeli flag. Pretty good player, though. You can see their rating is over 3,000, which is pretty hefty for Blitz. 3,000 is kind of the cutoff point, I think, where it starts to get really serious after that. Okay, so we're playing a Samisch Variation. I know these setups quite well. I'm starting to believe in this line a little bit less for white. I used to place a lot of faith in white setup in this variation, but it just seems like black has some remedies to this entire opening nowadays. Not that it's bad for white, but I think black should equalize. Okay, so knight e5. I want to arrange f4. Let's play h3 for that reason, just to get ready to push this pawn. If h4, my knight will come back to h1. This is common, and it can emerge on f2. Interesting. So they're just going to sack a pawn. Take with the bishop or the knight? Let's take with the bishop. And I guess their play is coming from the fact that they can try to put the knight in on d4 or c3 later. Let's see which way they take. Okay, they take that way. Queen e2, maybe? Let's actually play... Let's play rook a2. Kind of prophylactic. If knight c4, I'm going to put the bishop on c1. I guess they have bishop d4 check then. I have knight f2 or king h2. This looks pretty passive the way I'm doing it, but a pawn's a pawn, and I might go to some lengths to try to protect it. Yeah, so let's do this. So these minor pieces are cramping my position a bit. Maybe black will play knight e3 at some stage, because then I'd have to take it, and black would have somewhat free reign on the dark squares. So this is 3 minute, no increment. Got to be quick about it. I want to get better at this time control, so that's why I challenged him at 3 minute. Okay, he does go for this. Now probably king over. I want to play knight g4. So they're bringing up another knight to assist. This knight isn't doing anything. I don't like that. Queen e2 maybe? Queen e2, bishop f4. Okay, I'm going to try this. And if takes, I'm going to take this way. But again, this bishop is a strong piece. We'll see if I'm able to neutralize it. Queen f3, bishop d4. Can't get my rook to the 7th rank or anything. This pawn needs babysitting constantly. Need a plan. It's tough to figure something out. Okay, so let's start with this move. I almost have to play knight e2 and then try to get my knight to f3 or something, but it entails giving up this pawn, which I don't like. Okay, I'm going to play e5 and try to get the knight to e4. There's just not a lot of good ways to play this, I don't think. So this is one of the few options I see. c4, okay. Can't take it, they take there. Although, could I do that? Queen takes c4, queen takes e4, rook here. I think I win my piece back if I do that. Let's do that. So rook d1. So I'm hoping just to take d4 next move. I'm really low on time, though. 30-second drill. Might have missed that move. Rook a4 might also have worked. But this way I keep b2 better defended. Okay. He's going to swap and then give a check on the back rank. No, he does that. Okay.
Time warning.
Let's go after... I don't know. Probably I should go after the h-pawn. We'll do it this way, though. So if they take, I'll trade and then play rook e8, and then I'll play rook d8. Okay, so let's do this. Got to go for activity. Now I get this in at least. They have rook f2. Really?
Check.
Okay. Let's come here.
Check.
I'm threatening mate at all times.
Check.
Then give me some checks.
Check.
They can always play rook e2 and dodge the mate. What?
Check.
Let's go win this.
Check. Check.
If I was quicker, I might be able to win.
Checkmate.
Ooh, I got that right at the end. Okay. Ooh, nail biter towards the end there. He messed up rook e2. He could have played it when my king was further away. Like right here. Like he could play rook e2 now, but for some reason he did it when I could actually just take the rook. I think he just messed it up in his head. He said something in the chat in a different language that I don't understand. He said mazohist. M-A-Z-O-H-I-S-T. And then he said smiley face after that. I offered him a rematch. We'll see if he takes it. Hopefully he takes it. I'll ask for a rematch. Oh, he said no. Okay. I guess that was one and done. All right, well, I was hoping for a match, but I'm still going to post this one anyways because it was interesting. Let's go back and take a look at it. So this is all standard in this line. So h3 designed to overprotect the g4 square so that I can play f4, kick this knight away without having to worry about knight to g4, bothering my bishop on e3. I have a feeling this b5 pawn sacrifice is dubious, but then again, I didn't find a good way to punish it, I don't think. Black got plenty of play out of this. Let me just put the engine on right here. So a takes b, bishop takes. Yeah, maybe knight takes is better. Knight takes b5, a bit stronger. That way, if bishop d7, I can take the pawn on d6. They might play c4, that's true, because that severs the coordination between my light square bishop and knight. Yeah, I can play knight d4 in that case. b2 is hanging, though, is it not? Here, queen c1, attacking the rook, attacking c4 twice. This bishop's defended by my knight, so it's okay. Okay, so yeah, knight takes b5. It's just a quick decision I had to make which way to take. I just took with the bishop because it looked more normal. But bishop d7, I took. The engine actually wants to play bishop e2. Again, doesn't that lose this pawn? Take. But now f4. And this knight is lacking squares. Oh, so that's key. So actually bishop d7 took away a retreat square from the knight. And if it can't come to c4, it's trapped where it stands. Yeah, the engine just says he has to give up the piece, and surprisingly it gives some compensation to black. Like you'd expect, if black has to play queen e7 here and just let me take the knight, that it would be a massive advantage for white, but maybe it's not so. Defend the attack knight. They take e4. Okay, so they get a couple pawns for it, some activity. But I took, instead of playing bishop e2. Yeah, and I think after knight c4 is achieved, they're attacking e3, they're attacking b2. This bishop is unleashed. This reminds me a lot of a Benko gambit, which I play from the black side from time to time, and black can look forward to good compensation here. White is having to go to great lengths to keep the extra pawn, that extra b pawn, which isn't even a particularly strong pawn. It needs constant defense.
Check.
Yeah, I wish I would have played this stage of the game a little faster coming up. This move took some time, about 20 seconds, deciding on knight g4. Doesn't even look particularly good. Problem is, I'm ceding almost all the dark squares to black right now. They have an unopposed dark square bishop. So I was trying to figure out some way to fight back on that color complex, but it's not easy. Yeah, bishop d4, I thought black would play, and it seems like they're better if they do that. This bishop is nice here. It attacks the knight and also the pawn behind it. And a lot of times they can threaten to just put something on the e-file, like the queen or the rook, and black might even have bishop takes c3 and just snap that pawn off on e4. So queen d3, bishop d4. Yeah, and this was desperate, I would say. e5, I was just looking for some sort of play, burning more time. But this knight is a real bother to attempt to activate. I got to find employment for that piece, but nothing I looked at was any good. Like knight e2 just drops the b pawn. And, I mean, f4, it's going nowhere. I thought about knight g1 to f3, but h4 is defended by black. I don't think it's even well placed on f3. So finally I said, okay, let's just do something active. Knight b5 might have been worth a shot. Because that way I see I can also play rook a7, maybe. Bishop e5. Black is still very solid, but this is probably better than the game. Knight a7. Then I can try to come to c6. That's a type of square I'd love to get into, if possible. But e5, queen took, knight here, and the engine was saying c4 for a second. Now f5. With c4, yeah, I think I calculated this fine. And now rook d1 and the bishop's pinned, and I'm going to regain my piece. That said, I don't think black should have any worries here. They're down one pawn, but this rook is attacking b2, and my rook on a2 has to stay tied to it. Yeah, here I think I should have played g5, which attacks the pawn on h4. If I could remove that pawn on h4, my king has more freedom to come up. Also, I might not fall victim to like black doubling on the second rank. Maybe I can even play rook g4 as a defensive measure if necessary. I think maybe black made it complicated here. They just should have taken my pawn on b2 at some point. g5, maybe not bad. Rook b3, also good. Yeah, and this was a little slow allowing this move. And I thought here for sure they would play rook f2, defending f7. I was pretty shocked when my opponent allowed me to take this pawn. Okay, and I found a good move. It looks like I should keep checking the black king, but if I check them, they're going to escape up the board. And then they're going to slip free of this net, and they're probably going to flag me and or just win on the board with me having 10 seconds left. So that's why I played rook fe7. I was trying to keep open this option of checking from this square. Okay, so given the time differential, black has 4 times as much time as I do, practically. More than that, even. Yeah, all they really had to do, I think, was play rook e2. For instance, like, they could check me around a little bit if they want, but like maybe somewhere like this. And I don't think I'm going to checkmate them or win before my time runs out. Because the point of rook e2 is to stop rook e6. So if rook e6, he can take and then play king f6 or rook here and get behind the pawn. After rook e2, I can once again check, but it's not going to matter. Black's king is going to slip free. So he just did it out of order. Played rook e2, and fortunately I was able to weave a mating net with a few seconds left.
Checkmate.
All right, so sorry this is only one game. Tried for the rematch, but didn't get it. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll be back again soon with more videos. Bye, guys.